Hey guys, it's coffee time. I wanted to make this video now because if you follow me on Twitter, you know a lot of stuff has been going on with Watson today. And I don't know whether or not I'm gonna have to be at the vet for a long time, in which case I won't want to make a video later. But to catch you up, for those of you who don't know what's going on, and also to give context to the people who just got erratic tweets being like, I'm at the vet, ah! Basically, today has been nuts. So this morning, I walked down the stairs. I was gonna say I came home, but I was already home. I exited the bedroom and walked downstairs, and there was a bag that had been ripped open, and it was a slivered almond bag. Now, I had like maybe, so the bag is like this big, right? And I had maybe this much left of it that I had with my baking supplies, which is on the top shelf of our cupboards in the kitchen. So this is already like blowing my mind. I was like, how did you even get this down here? And so I'm looking around for almonds, right? For almonds just like all over the place, and there were none. And Watson was curled up in a ball on top of the cat tree, which was also strange because normally the second I leave my room, she specifically is like, where is breakfast, guys? So she's all like curled up in a ball, and I was like, I went over there and I, started scritching her and petting her, and she lifted her head up, and I was like, are you okay? Did you eat a bunch of almonds? And she was just like, So I looked it up and went on Google, and almonds are not toxic to cats. You know, they're a thing that cats don't eat, so it's probably hard for them to digest, but they're not toxic, right? So essentially, it was the same sort of sit around and wait, see if they feel better in a few hours sort of situations. So, because I could find no almonds, I had to assume that she had eaten them. Sherlock seemed perfectly fine. He was ready for breakfast. So, I, went to Sam and caught him up on what was going on, and I said, all right, here's what's gonna happen, because he's on set all day, and I had to do Daily Bite. So I said, I'm gonna bring us both to work, I'll do Daily Bite, and then I'll come home and see if she's better. That'll be like a couple of hours. And by the time I come home, if she's still like not feeling very well, then I'll assess from there. So we go, and Sam goes on set. I suddenly start feeling violently ill. Like, not to be graphic, which this won't be graphic, but it'll imply graphic imagery. I was stuck in the bathroom for like a half an hour. And I was like, why is this happening to me? I felt so sick. And all I could think was like, I need to get home and find out how Watson's doing. But if she's not doing well and I'm feeling like extremely sick, what am I gonna do, So fortunately, after the half an hour, I started feeling a little better, and I was like, all right, I'm just gonna do my job and go home. So I came home, I was like, man, it's good to be home. All right, let's do this. I walk in and I'm hit with this wave of like vomit smell. I was like, oh man. I walk in, and no joke, it was like little puddles everywhere. There were just tiny puddles of like vomit and almonds all over the living room. And I was like, oh my God. So I went like all over the place looking for Watson. Watson was curled up in a tight ball on my bed upstairs. I was like, Watson? And she just kind of like looked up and then kind of curled back up. I was like, your tummy doesn't feel very good. And she just kind of like stayed like that. And I started to pick her up, and she started to kind of like flinch, like she just really didn't want to be moved, right? And then I started to worry, like, slivered almonds, are slivered almonds sharp enough that they could like hurt her stomach? Like is this indigestion / nausea, or is this like something bad has happened to her stomach, right? So then I started to panic, and I called my vet. And my vet is shut down. They are shut down doing construction for like over a week. And I was like, are you kidding me? So then I called the next vet that I could think of, that was on like the Google map, right? Called the next vet, and their response was, well, we're completely booked up today, so, and I was like, okay, then bye. Called the next one, and they said, we have an appointment right now, because, they ask you what's wrong. And I told them what was going on with her, and they were like, we have an appointment open right now if you want to bring her in, and you know, we'll make sure that she's okay. And I was like, all right. And I didn't think this was like an ER situation, right? This wasn't like I need every medical professional from the Veterinary Institute of Unicorns to come and pick up my cat, right? I was just like, she's uncomfortable and she needs to go to the vet. We need to make sure that she's okay. So I brought her in. They had me in immediately. The doctor came in immediately. I didn't have to wait for anything, which was amazing. The doctor felt around, took her temperature, took her weight, everything. Everything was great. She was like, if everything feels fine, like, you know, feeling her organs and stuff. She goes, everything feels fine, but I do feel a weird blockage in her stomach. And she was like, it could just be like a hard poop, you know, it could be that she just ate something that she can't digest very well and it's turned into kind of one of those constipation poops. She was like, or it could be like a ball of almond, basically, that just won't come out. And so she said, you know, I would suggest that we do x-rays. I think that's the first logical step. I said, all right, go for it. So they took her in and did x-rays, and that took like a half an hour. And then brought me back in, and the very first thing that she said, she walked into the x-rays and she goes, does Watson eat other things? And I was like, she's definitely a cat that tries to get any food she can. And I've tried to do my best to keep it away from her, but sometimes she gets it anyway. And the doctor goes, no, that's not what I mean. Does she eat fabric? I was like, what? No, she's never eaten fabric. She goes, does she eat plastic? It's like, no, none of this. She's never eaten fabric or plastic in front of me in any capacity. And she goes, okay. Because there's a bunch of stuff just sitting in her stomach. And she like put the x-rays up and she said, so your cat was vomiting for quite a while. And the only thing that was coming up was almonds. And I was like, yeah, it was just almonds and bile. And the vet said, well, from this x-ray, we can tell that her whole body is fine. Her lungs are fantastic. Her heart's doing good. There's definitely some like trapped gas in her intestines, you know. But she said, when you look at the stomach, there's just stuff in there that's not getting digested and it's not coming out when she vomits. So what is it? And I was like, I don't know. Is it possibly other food that she can't digest very well from like a long time ago? And she was like, I doubt it. I don't know what this is really, but there's definitely still that blockage there and we don't know what that is either. And that makes me a little nervous. And so I said, okay, then what's the next step? And she said, well, the next step would be an ultrasound. She said it's going to be really expensive. We don't have to do the whole body. We just have to do that one focused spot and see what's going on in her stomach. And I said, okay. She said, if there's stuff in there that she can't get out on her own and that we can't get out with just like a liquid diet, basically they're going to have to take her into surgery. So, sorry. So that's a little scary. It's a little scary for Watson. And, you know, the doctor was so sweet. She was trying to joke with me. She was like, we've had cats come in here that literally just eat plastic. And we have to, like, get the plastic out of their body. And they can't, it's not something that they can process and get out, you know. It makes it a lot harder. And she was like, at least as far as you know, your cat doesn't eat fibers or plastic. You know, she eats foods. Technically, they're just not foods that her body knows what to do with. So they're going to do an ultrasound, and they're keeping her for a while, possibly all day. And then they're going to call me and give me an update and tell me what's in her. And if we can get it out on our own, then they'll tell me what I need to do in order for that to happen. And if we can't get it out on our own, then she'll need surgery. And that sucks. So I immediately went online and bought childproofing for the cabinets in the kitchen. I was like, I keep joking about this, but I don't want to be scared like this again, you know. I don't want her to be sick. I don't want her to be, you know, possibly eating something that could kill her. It's just like, it's too scary, and I keep thinking she'll learn, but she hasn't learned yet, and she ate an entire, what was left in a bag of almonds. She ate every last one, and it's like this weird, frantic eating thing that I'm not positive she can control sometimes. She just gets so crazy about it. So yeah, so hopefully she's okay. I almost cried at the car place. I went to, there was a place kind of nearby. I needed my oil changed. I'm pretty sure that's what it was, because my car, when you have a Prius, they have like a little sign that comes up that's like, maintenance required, and it doesn't tell you what the maintenance is. But I was like, it's probably oil, but it makes me nervous not knowing if it's oil or not. So I guess I'll take it in and be like, what does this mean? And then they can tell me, and if it's oil, then I'll just get it done. Yeah, there was a place nearby, and I was like, I'll just go in and have it done, since I'm kind of waiting around anyway. So I took my car in, and it was oil. It was an oil problem. And they were like, hey, well, you know, we'll replace your filter, we'll replace your oil, we'll vacuum your car, rotate your tires, like, we'll do the whole thing, and it'll all be the same, like, oil price since it's your first time here. And I was like, that sounds amazing. My car needs some TLC, let's do that. So I went to Starbucks, and I got this, and the guy thought he was super funny and put like a million O's on there. And then I came back, because they said an hour, so I came back in an hour and my car wasn't there. And the guy was like, oh, we're just doing some last stuff and then we'll bring it around. I was like, okay. And they brought it around, and they had taken it for a car wash. And when I saw it drive up, I was like, oh my god, it looks so pretty. And they were like, yeah, it looked like it could use a wash, so we figured we'd just take it and have it washed so that you have a car that's good as new. And I started feeling so emotional. I almost started crying, and the guy was like, are you okay? I was like, you don't understand. I've had a really bad day. I'm really, like, I just brought my cat in, and she might have to have surgery, and I'm just, like, it was just so nice. It was just such a nice thing for them to be like, don't worry about it. It's no extra charge. We just washed your car. It was just like this little thing that was like, thank you so much. It's just like, oh, thank you, thank you. They were like, it's no problem, it's fine. So, yeah, that's been my day so far. I've canceled, we were supposed to have girls' night tonight. I've canceled girls' night because I assume Watson will be home tonight, and then I don't want to leave her. I don't want to leave her home alone with Sam, because Sam's just going to heckle her and be like, why'd you eat a bunch of almonds, you dummy? I'll be like, stop. So, yeah. So keep her in your thoughts. I think she's going to be fine. I think she's fine. But her body language was so scary this morning, so I hope she's okay. And I'm glad that, that we're taking the necessary steps to find out what's going on with her and get it fixed. So that's it. That's the update. But I'm going to go, and I hope you guys have an amazing day, and I'll talk to you again tomorrow.